Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a story that really makes you think. What if your whole world was just falling apart? Would you try to run, or would you try to do something impossible and change reality itself? So let's kick things off with this quote, because it perfectly sets the stage for the absolutely wild plan at the heart of our story. It's an idea born from total desperation. The kind of crazy idea that's right on the edge of being a total breakthrough. All right, so at the center of all this, we have the Evans family. And on the surface, they look completely normal. A suburban family dealing with the kinds of problems we can all relate to. But that's just on the surface. Things are about to get very, very weird. Now, this table really breaks down what's going on with each of them. You've got Biz, the dad, an architect who's just tormented by this huge mistake he made in the past. Then there's Georgina, the mom, who's become this big spiritual guide online. Their son, Donnie, is a writer who's totally stuck, haunted by a really bad breakup. And the younger son, Kurt, he's a teenage genius, but his talent has basically put a target on his back. So yeah, each one of them is already fighting their own private war. They're dealing with all the usual stuff: awkward family dinners, career stress, all that teenage drama. But right underneath that normal-looking surface, four completely separate crises are all speeding towards each other, and they're about to tear this family's world apart. So how exactly do all these personal problems just explode? Well, the Evans family isn't just dealing with one big problem. No, they're being hunted from four different directions all at the same time. I mean, just imagine that for a second. It's not one thing threatening your family. It's four separate life or death dangers, and they're all closing in. There's literally nowhere to run because the threat is coming from everywhere. Okay, so threat number one comes from the father's past. A powerful tycoon, Ayman Aslan, lost his entire family in a hotel collapse. And who was the lead architect on that project? Biza. For Aslan, this isn't about business. Oh no, this is a blood feud, and he has the money and the means to get his revenge. So while Biz's past is literally trying to kill them, Georgina's present is making her a target too. She's being stalked by this really dangerous cult, the Order of the Silver Moon. See, her YouTube channel has blown up, she's a huge voice in this new spiritual movement, and for a group that's all about control, well, that kind of influence is a problem that needs to be eliminated. Then for the older son, Vani, the danger is just horrifically personal. His toxic ex-boyfriend, Philip, is now involved in this gruesome criminal ring that sells human body parts. And Philip has promised Vani a day of reckoning. So a painful breakup has turned into a terrifying, very real threat. And finally, for the youngest son, Kurt, his own intelligence has completely backfired. He exposed a group of black hat hackers at his fancy high school. Now, this crew of rich, angry kids has gone underground, and they have the skills to absolutely destroy his life. So, just to recap, a tycoon, a cult, a criminal, and a pack of hackers, all coming for them at once. It's an impossible situation. With all those threats closing in, running isn't an option. Hiding isn't an option. So, Georgina comes up with something else. Something totally radical. And this is the moment where the story just completely flips. It goes from a thriller to something else entirely. Georgina's plan isn't about escaping their problems in this world, it's about leaving this world behind for good. So Georgina's whole idea, pulling from her spiritual beliefs and even quantum mechanics, is that consciousness isn't fixed. She believes you can intentionally move your consciousness to a parallel reality, a different timeline where none of these threats even exist. And look, this isn't just wishful thinking. They have an actual 3-step plan. Step 1, set a crystal clear intention for what that new, safe reality looks like. Step 2, write a super detailed script for that new life. And step 3, get together in a reinforced, safe room to actually make the shift. And here's the crazy part. It works. The plan actually works. One by one, Biz, Donnie, and Kurt wake up, not in their basement, but in the perfect lives they scripted for themselves. Realities where all their pain, all their failures are just gone. Biz wakes up in a world where he made the right decision all those years ago. The hotel never collapsed, he's still happily married to his first wife, and he has this amazing relationship with their daughter, a family he'd completely lost. It's not just a new life, it's like his old life was redeemed. And Donnie, he wakes up a famous novelist, All his struggles are gone, replaced by wild success. His toxic ex is a distant memory, and he's in a loving, healthy relationship. Every single one of his insecurities has just been wiped clean. For Kurt, his entire reality flips. He's not a target anymore. He's a hero. He's the class valedictorian. The girl he has a crush on finally sees him. All that teenage fear and anxiety, gone, replaced with total triumph. So they each got their own personal heaven, the perfect escape. But of course, there is a catch, and this paradise comes with a absolutely terrible price. Georgina manages to reach them in a dream to deliver the devastating news. Because each new reality is its own separate timeline, there's no way to communicate between them. They can have their perfect lives, but they have to live them completely, utterly alone. And that sets up the ultimate choice, right? A perfect, custom-made existence where you have everything you've ever wanted, but you lose the very people you did all this for. A perfect life or your family. They can't have both. Faced with this impossible decision, every single one of them makes the same choice. They choose each other. They willingly give up their personal utopias, their second chances, everything, just to return to that dangerous, messy reality so they can face it together. And that's really the question this story leaves us with. It makes you think that maybe our reality isn't about our circumstances at all, but about our connections. So if you had the power to rewrite your life, what's the one thing you just couldn't bring yourself to erase?